Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another edition of This Week in Gaming. I'm Aaron, your host from Call for Fire. As always, I'm joined by the one, the only, Stevie V. Stevie V, how have you been, bud? How's things? How's the weather? How is life?
I am good. I am actually great. The weather is getting better. It is not as cold for now. Life is well. Um, things are good. There it is. Things are
Things
good. We're
are
gonna narrow
good.
everything. Things are good.
Congratulations. Things
Thank you.
are things are pretty good here as well. And good morning, Shivering Wolf. Fresh off the plane in Germany. Good.
There
Congrats
he
on
is.
making it, bud. Congrats. Um,
You did it.
yeah, things are great. Things are moving in the right direction on basically all fronts at this point for both of us. To be honest, congrats on if I can say it out loud on selling the house, bud. Congrats, good job.
We
Happy for
try.
you.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank
what have you been
you. Sorry.
playing since we were here last? And thank you, Stevie,
I
for
wanted
the
to get that.
tier 1 sub.
I wanted to get that in order because I realized that I didn't have it up. But there's that. So I have been doing a lot of Tarkov still. I mean, that's kind of the main one of the main pillars for me is escaping Tarkov. It's been a main game of mine, and I think it will always remain a main game of mine. But just this past update has been one of the best things that they've done for the game to date, and it's just kind of hard to step away from it. So that's been a big one that I've been doing. I have been messing around still on and off with super people. I do enjoy that. The battle royales are always going to be something that I will play and enjoy. Uh, so kind of dabbling in those and enjoying those. Couple of games that are coming up here that I want to dabble into. Not going to really talk too much about them first. Want to save it until the stream shows up. Kind of just break it loose on there. But we're gonna be getting into some of the single player stuff, I think, a little bit here. There's a lot of really cool single player games and a lot of cool games with really cool stories that I want to explore on stream and kind of explore myself, and I think that'll be fun to do. So we're gonna break into some cool stuff this year, and there's some cool stuff coming out later that we talked about on last week's episode as well with Jimmy. He came through. Um, but as of right now, immediately, it's just, we're just kind of cycling through the same stuff that whatever your game is right now, whatever your corner game is, that's the one that you're doing. And yeah, I think everybody's gonna be doing those until, midway this year. Some games start going into beta mode or some games release, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully there's a lot of potential this year for some really cool games to come out. So
Hopefully they get released.
hopefully they get released. And hopefully they get released and we don't get hurt
We don't get
because we've
hurt.
been
We don't
hurt.
get burned by yet another unfinished game. And it comes 6 months late. I have also been pretty hard up on that Tarkov train. I am less enthused than you are about the latest update, but I think it's mostly because the issues that they were having with servers. I think the
Yeah.
potato that was happening for Tarkov for the drops and sort of even before that, honestly, the servers were just struggling with this update. Um, Off the jump, that first week, they were just really hard up to keep up with what was the server load. And I think they're seeing the pain of that. I think a lot of people were kind of pissed off, even just before going into the drops holiday season. So
Yeah, that too.
I've been having a lot of fun with Tarkov. I've been having a lot of fun when I get a game to
Mhm.
say 10 minutes for factory is just a little bit too far out there. I just want to say hello to Earthy. What's going on, man? Um,
Worthy.
we, for the most part, though, I have had a good time. I've been enjoying some of the new guns. Been playing around
Mhm.
with that double barrel shotgun a little bit before the show. I actually just blasted a PMC right in the teeth holes with a scav double barrel shotgun, and it felt real good. It felt real good. Um, but for the most part, yeah, that's been sort of my game. I'm kind of in the same boat though, where it's like, okay, Tarkov is fun when I can play, but what
Yeah.
else is there
Yeah.
out there what other is there a single player game that I want to play? And the answer is yes. There is a single player game that I want to play, and it's called God of War for the PC, which has released and is apparently a fucking masterpiece. It's
It's a
just
work of art.
apparently incredible. It's the headlines that I've been seeing have been, this is the best PlayStation port so far.
Yeah,
It's probably better than the PlayStation version, is what they're saying.
I
It's
would have
that
to.
good, and I'm very
Yeah.
interested in getting a hold of that and giving it a try because this will be my first God of War playthrough. So
So that's gonna be awesome to see. I definitely think that that might be something just for the fact that just for the sake of content, I feel like that's something you should stream. Because I
I
feel like I don't
yeah
know. I feel like that's something you should stream out, not to try to, not with your free time, however that might be. But I think that's definitely something that I think from a good standpoint. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm kind of a weeb. And I like seeing people's reactions to things for the first time. I love going through. I still love seeing it. I still love seeing the YouTube compilations of people's reactions to the season finale of Mandalorian 2.
yeah
Mandalorian season 2. I love seeing people's reactions to um Fallen Order.
right
The level of Fallen Order. Aaron knows what I'm talking about. The level. Is seeing people's reactions to things are awesome. And God of War is such a cinematic and just so well polished just piece of digital art. Forget the NFTs, man. This whole game's an NFT, okay? It's just beautiful the whole way through.
yeah
It plays so well, and the story is really cool. And honestly, without giving too much away, they Santa Monica Studios went a really good direction of going with the whole, even if you didn't play the previous games, we're gonna leave enough in here for you to kind of piece together your own stuff. We're gonna leave enough in here for you to go, "Oh, okay, I get like, all right, that's kind of cool." Like, but so it's sweet for people that haven't played previously, but then for those who have played like before, it's just
right.
it's it's
They
it's
left enough of the
awesome.
Easter
Oh, it's
eggs
so
in there for
awesome.
the old school players, but also it sounds like they put enough of the pieces together for you to actually put the pieces together yourself if you haven't played those old ones. I am very excited to give that a go because it's one of those ones that I missed out on in the last go around for the consoles because I've been an Xbox guy
Uh-huh.
since 360 released. Um,
Uh,
and I very much want to make that jump back over to PlayStation for the exclusives because I'm getting the Xbox games on my PC now, so I'm fine with just doing the Game Pass and the doing it that way. Uh, I can also now get the PlayStation games on my PC, so who knows if I'm
mhm,
willing to wait the 2 to 3 years to get the exclusives. Um, I might be. I might be because there just aren't any goddamn PlayStations right now. So who knows? That might just be making the decision for me. Um, but I'm interested in playing some of these single player games that are coming down the pipe. And like we saw last week, um, yeah, it seems to be where I'm at as well. Is I'm interested in playing some single player games again, and I haven't been for a very long time. And that's new to me. That's a weird feeling because that hasn't been the case. Um, Tonight, though, we are talking about some weird, some good, some awkward, janky videos,
yeah.
but
There's definitely some awkward in there. We'll give it to them.
but
There's some
also
awkward.
some really interesting, fun expansions on what we've talked about in the past, where raid
Yes.
games and that style of scavenger looting, killing, PvP
Hmm.
is expanding. It gets bigger. It gets
It's taken over.
bigger further.
It's taken over the world, man. It is. It's Agent Smithing this bitch.
Yeah. We're
Matrix Reloaded and Revolution style. It is just Battle State is just hitting with everything and just taking it over one game at a time,
yeah.
even from as small to as large as it possibly can. And I love it. I think it's phenomenal. I mean,
I'm right there with you. I like a persistent world. That's why I play MMOs. I like inventories. I like items. I like collecting. I like the challenge of having to go and do something. So I'm excited to see more of these games expand into the universe of raid gaming.
Mm.
And see that reach that this little game called Tarkov, that's just a niche weirdo hardcore game, has had on the entire gaming sphere. So we will continue that talk right after this word from our sponsor.
Dun, dun, dun,
Da da da
dun.
da 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 da. It's shopcallforfire.com. Yeah,
Yeah.
shopcallforfire.com. Everybody, make sure you guys head over to the website. Make sure you get yourself something nice. We have all kinds of things from civilian gear to the military gear that is as niche and weirdly specific as I decide it should be. It's all made by yours truly. We have fun coming up with ideas. I have fun designing all the stuff, and I hope that you guys enjoy wearing it out there in the world. I want to say uh, thank you to Stevie V here for wearing one of my favorite shirts from our Feral Company line. Keep Feral Company, Stay Feral T-shirt. It's a badass wolf thing. I had a lot of fun
You
drawing
know,
that and then making it a shirt. So
this is one of the first ones I bought from you way back in the day.
it's been a minute since
This is
that one.
one of the first ones that I bought from you, and I remember that was like when I got that's when I started, started going the direction of maybe I should do more stuff on social media, and I actually I shared it, you reposted it, and I'm like, "That's it, I'm
All
done.
right, I'm
This is pretty
famous. Mom,
incredible."
mom,
This is it.
we don't have to
Mom,
live like
I'm
this no
famous.
more. Mom,
Right, yeah.
I'm
Actually, n no,
we
actually, no,
don't have to.
I was living by myself with my dogs at that time, which I realized I should have just kept doing, but, things change,
What are you doing?
things
Yeah,
happen.
it's cool.
Things happen. But yeah, this is one of the first ones, and they just I love how comfy they are. Like it sucks when you order a shirt online and it shows up and it's like you wear it and it just feels like you're wearing like a hand-me-down shirt. Like it just doesn't fit well and just yeah, it's always cool. Like cool things, cool vibe, like, stay feral, keep feral, like love that shit, man.
Yeah,
And it fits good. Well,
yeah.
boom.
Yeah, I always have fun making the stuff. I have fun designing. I want to do more of the design stuff on the show. Not on the
Mhm.
show, but on the stream itself. But it's time, it's space, it's money, it's all the stuff that I need to do all at once. So maybe I'll design something on the stream again someday. Um, but for now, what we're going to be talking about is, have you guys heard that they did a VR version of Factory? Did you? Somebody did Factory in VR, and it's
On Pavlov, yep.
ridiculous. So I don't. Stevie, tell me about Pavel. It's a shooting game.
So Pavlov VR is I can't really say I guess you could say FPS, but it is a VR shooter platform and it kind of follows the same thread as Escape and Tarkov. It is very realistic. It is very detailed. It is let's actually let me rephrase it. It's detail oriented. Like everything around it is about how sharp everything looks, how smooth it looks, like when you're operating guns, if you're a gun person, you have knowledge of firearms from games or, what have you, you don't just hit a button to reload. You actually have to hit a button on your controller to drop the mag. You have to grab the magazine from your vest, insert it, hit the ping pong paddle. You can charge the handle, whichever, it's pretty in depth. And somebody had the bright idea to take the platform of Pavlov VR and put in one of the coolest most hectic maps that Tarkov has to offer. That is the factory map with the expansion included. And that is exactly what they did. They took the factory map and they threw it into this game in the map editor creator. And it is fantastic. Kind of, okay, let me rephrase that. Pretty janky. It is pretty janky because, it is a
Because
VR.
the video is fed straight from the VR, so it's kind of
Yeah.
insane to watch it
So you got to bear
in
with
real
that.
time.
Yeah, you got to bear with that. But somebody took the time to completely, recreate Factory, and it is awesome. I think this is one of those things where you'll have a cross of fandom there. You'll have people that like Pavlov and that like the VR game that maybe haven't played Escape from Tarkov and go, "Whoa, what is this map? Like this map is pretty dope." But then you have the other people that know Tarkov and know Pavlov go, "Okay, this is kind of rad." Like
Yeah,
it's pretty cool that they did this. But all I'm gonna say is that if they ever bring VR into Escape from Tarkov, I feel bad for anybody that's not in the stack.
just
That's all I'm gonna say.
get in the stack,
That's
boys.
all
Get in the
I'm
stack.
if you're not stacked up with the boys, BOYZ, you know who those are, the boys. I feel bad for you, son. That's all I'm gonna say about that one, as the great Jay-Z once said.
Factory is definitely one of the favorites among the Call for Fire family of players. We all
Yep.
kind of just jump in and have a blast of a time.
Oh yeah.
It literally is one of the first maps that I got to know in Tarkov and kind of made me understand what this game actually was. So to
Mhm.
see it in VR, it looks like somebody just copy pasted like legit as much as they could.
Yeah.
Just
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay, it's factory. Here's some textures from the factory map that I
Mhm.
was able to rip. It
Yep.
looks great. It looks just like it.
It is incredible. Like the video, like I said, the video is the only thing that's choppy and janky, which is why because everybody's gonna look at it and be like, "Oh, what the hell? Like this looks awful." And no, it's the recorded port from the VR and out. It's hard to record VR because
Because your
it's
head
just
is not a stable platform to
right,
use as
which
a
is
camera.
right. So it's a little rough how it looks, but yeah, Aaron's absolutely right. It definitely looks like somebody just copy and oh, this one doesn't have the expansion.
Oh, it doesn't have the
The
expansion.
the one that I had seen, this was on TikTok though, had the expansion. So this is
Oh,
the
I'm sure.
one that this
No,
so
it does. No, it does.
this is V1.
Right?
Does it? No, look at the wall.
Turn around.
I
He's gonna turn the other way. Oh no, there's the wall. Never mind. Okay, so it doesn't have
yeah.
the expansion. So there is now an expansion version, I guess. But
Yes,
in
that is the one
general,
that I had
though,
seen.
for this, yeah, for this to be a thing is pretty rad, and it's really great. It's cool to see this sort of like community run um modding that's happening and like map building and taking one thing and smashing it into another game like this is pretty cool. The game is what's the game called again there, Stevie?
Pavlov VR.
Pavlov VR.
Yep.
So you can go find this on the internet somewhere and you can go play VR Tarkov as a World War II soldier apparently. So,
Which is
um
hilarious. Which
and
is so funny.
it's not a step, it's not a step too far to say that somebody's gonna mod the hell out of the characters and everything and the weapons, and you'll be able to play like a full on Tarkov scav running around factory killing PMCs. Like
Mhm.
that's not too far off to expect that that's gonna be a thing that happens soon. So
No.
um,
I think it's gonna be
it's
pretty
something to
sick.
watch because they're going to take this one little thread and then somebody's just going to keep pulling, and then the next person's just going to keep pulling, and we're just going to keep seeing more and more Tarkov happening in VR. And then we'll
But I mean,
probably see, honestly, we probably will see something like VR support for
mhm,
Tarkov, where it's like you're still moving with mouse and keyboard, but you
uh,
can move your head around and look around a little bit. I could see
mhm.
that because they do have the functionality there. It's not great on a mouse and keyboard, but it would be pretty rad in a VR headset. So that could be something that we see soon. I don't know. Who knows?
I realize I don't have a drink, Aaron. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm
Stevie.
I'm moving around as I'm doing it, so
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm getting my Ron Burgundy on while we're live. I'm just trying to
It's all good. You gonna start playing the flute here soon?
no, I'm just gonna
Oh no,
pour myself
a man
something.
can dream. So this does lead us into the next.
Let's say here comes the segue right here. This is where our professionalism comes in
Th-
because you're saying somebody is they're
Did
gonna pull the
someone
thread and
mention Tarkov and
Tarkov.
raid gaming and how it is the future of gaming? Yes, I think we did. We've talked about that at length multiple times now,
A
and
couple of times, yeah.
um, that is the case. And the other game that we're going to be talking about tonight, and probably for basically the rest of the show, because it seems like it's going to be a rad one. Um, the day before is a third person game that's coming out. It's a third person survival uh, shooter game. It's a MMO set in post pandemic America, and pandemic being zombie pandemic. Um, so this game is picking up on that same thread that we've been talking about, where every game is going to have some sort of like raid, survivalist, loot, kill, or kill and loot mechanic where persistent inventory is important. What you have can be lost, and when you do win, it's very significant. Um, this
Yeah,
looks to be
oh,
down that same rabbit hole, and
yeah.
I want to bring up the um, the trailer here for the people that are watching live right now, because it is really cool what they're
So
doing with this game.
don't forget. So this is the updated trailer, and we can talk more about that. So this is a trailer. This is like what, 3 4 days old.
This is 4 days old. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this one's 4 days old.
this is the RTX GeForce. Oh, look at how awesome our RTX system is.
Mhm.
And it does look pretty rad. Um, if you have a little bit more info on this game, go ahead.
So I actually the trailer for this game came out last April, and I was extremely interested. I think like the majority of gamers, I think people love zombies. There was a bit that the guys at Corridor Digital did where they had Stephen Ogg that played Trevor in GTA. He had a whole spiel when they did this film, this skit. He's like, everybody loves a good fucking zombie, man. Like just like zombies hit. I think I think a majority of gamers enjoy having the odds stacked against them, whether they admit it or not. I think people enjoy
Yeah.
that. And in zombie post-apocalyptic, games, I think people really enjoy that. But this showed up, it piqued my interest immediately when I first heard about it. And then I watched a trailer for it. There was a couple of trailers that I'd watched for it, and I was actually fairly disappointed. Which those of you who know me, it's pretty hard to disappoint me with games. I definitely try to see the best of games and see the potential of them. And this one was a little disappointing when I first saw it. And like when I read about it, I had high hopes and I was really hoping for something really, really fantastic. And the first thing Aaron had even said too, it looks like the division with zombies. And I was like, okay, okay, cool, let's see what happens. And then it just kind of fell flat watching the trailer, and I was like, well, this game is just gonna fall away and not be as cool as it could have been. So that kind of sucks. But I've been keeping my eye and my ears open for it. And I've been hearing some development stuff and, hearing that they're trying to, take some cues from the Tarkov side of things and see how that goes. And then this trailer, Aaron and I watched it for the first time about a half hour ago, and I'm back to being excited about it. I'm back to being excited about it because the trailer looks fantastic. It looks super polished up. It looks way better than the original trailer that I had seen, and it looks like they
Which I have up
are gonna.
now.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna put. Oh no, this is not the one I was talking about. The one that I had seen. I mean, let this one play. But the one that I had seen, they were in. It was a gameplay demo of when they were like in New York, and
Mm,
that's what grabbed me initially. But it just didn't seem well. It just and it's definitely a little shifty and janky here, and you'll see that as well. But that'll give people a good aim point visually in the trailer that you showed then, and then the one we're watching now to see like where everything goes. Um, but this is going to be, yeah, it's they're going to follow the same thread of persistent stash, persistent world, kind of something like how Daisy does, how games like Ark and Rust and Conan Exiles, that world that just stays active and just keeps going. And it's it looks like they're gonna have like weather systems going to be a thing. As you can see here, the terrain is going to be something as well. So it's not just going to be what you see is what you get as far as terrains go. No, there's going to be mud, there's going to be weather, there's going to be, you're not just going to be battling other people and zombies. There's going to be a lot that goes into this, and I'm excited to see how that goes. Especially in third person, because third person gaming and third person shooters they're pretty rad. There's something about those third person games where being backed off and seeing like the world in front of you is exciting, and that's cool. Um, but if it's polished really well and it's done properly, it can be even better. And it looks like they have done that with this, which from the RTX trailer. But this trailer here is not a bad one. It gives a cool like preface like what's going to happen and a little cool preview. This looks like Snow Runner, which is hilarious.
Hmm,
Um, but this is one I'm excited for. It's going to be one of those you can group up with your buddies, you know, get a whole bunch of people together, and then go
go hunting.
go hunting, scavenging, looting.
Yeah.
And, you know, instead of it being like Escape from Tarkov where you're in a lobby loading menu, you know, where you're going to be going back to a base that you make, a building you take over, whichever, and then you have like your own personal inventory, and then you know, go from there, fight, survive, loot. And I think that's exciting. It's so from what I've seen, everything that I've read, it looks like they're taking pieces from Daisy, Tarkov, The Division, some a little bit of Days Gone, which was a really exciting single player zombie game, which one of the best ones. Definitely didn't get enough press and didn't get enough attention that it should have. But there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of potential here, and I'm excited to see where they go with this game, and I'm excited to see how it develops. But there's definitely a lot of cues, as like I said, as far as the stash and the inventory goes, that are things that you would seen in Escape and Tarkov. You know, some of them, you know, some people could argue, wait, Daisy does it. And, you know, it's like, yes, yes, they do. But Daisy did it, and then they just kind of left it where it was. Whereas the way that Escape Tarkov does it, it's it's very unique, and that is a name that you're like, if you just Google the words Escape Tarkov, you will see all sorts of articles and pieces for other games that aren't Escape Tarkov, but they're being compared to, or they're being, you know, like directly, you know, aimed in the same realm of. And there's a reason for that. You know, I'm not sitting here saying that Battle State is the, you know, god mode meta developers of anything, but they've come up with a pretty solid system of gameplay and a great way to make you know, anything with an inventory and you know, things where you have to loot and survive and escape, make it exciting, and it doesn't make it boring, you know, like, you know, a game like Rust, you know, Rust came out way before Escape and Tarkov did, and it had, you know, something similar to it as far as your inventory and your rating and all that, but that got very toxic and very boring very fast.
Hmm.
It just did. Um, you know, something like Escape and Tarkov, you know, they're a little more polished, and it's something they're working on, and it's something that everybody wants a piece of. You know, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago in the show where, you know, people that watch me that are on console, they see me play Escape and Tarkov, and they're like, God, I wish I could play that, or I'd love to do that. You know, they have made this thing that people want to get a piece of, and not just consumers, but as you can see in games, you know, so do developers now. They see that these guys are doing, these crazy bastards from Russia are doing something that everybody wants a piece of, so now it's time to do it, you know.
Yeah.
Go
And
check out last
it's
couple weeks episode if you want
go
to learn more
check out
about that.
the go check out
Jamie,
last.
Jamie, tell him below.
Good. Make sure you guys hit YouTube and follow along and subscribe. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, everybody. Yeah, I think if well, I will definitely drop a link to the YouTube as well, so people can actually go back and check out those videos. Um, I I I think this follows a lot of those same routes that we've been talking about for the
Mhm.
last couple weeks. It seems like it's on pace to kind of step back into those footsteps as well. Like, hey, it's persistent. Like that's the most important piece. It's inventory based. You're it looks. I haven't seen the combat yet between players. I don't know what is lootable,
It
what
looks
isn't lootable.
it looks very much the
So
combat wise, it looks just like the division, which is cool.
yeah. So
But
the combat, like the fighting between other players and everything looks. We saw that preview in the first trailer, right?
Yep.
That looks very similar to what you have in the division. I love the division. I played the second one all the way through. I didn't play the expansion, but I definitely played the hell out of the core game right before the expansion landed. I got it for $2.99. Make sure you guys pay
Mhm.
attention. They will probably do the same thing for the next one. I'm looking forward to Division 3, but this looks like a cool MMO version of that with zombies, and I'm into that. I think that's cool. So this will be like the Dark Zone all over the place,
Yep.
which will be fun. I'm totally down for that. I think not having to wait, getting to go out and explore the areas, having whatever quests that you're on, but also having to worry about PvP at the same time, that's awesome to me. So like being able to set up ambushes in this game is going to be super rad to me. Like
Oh yeah.
that's really cool because then you can just like we see vehicles right now, you can just set vehicles up and just set up ambushes. Like that's like, hey, there's a broke down vehicle ahead. You think that's a player vehicle or not? Like, is that a player? Is that a not player? Are those propane tanks in front of it? I don't know. Are they gonna get blown up? Yes, they are. We're gonna shoot
We're gonna
them.
see. We're gonna
We're
see.
gonna blow those up because we're gonna recon by fire.
Like
Like you,
this right here is this right here too. Like the going through the barn,
yeah.
like the farmhouse. Like that's very like hunt showdown. Like
The
I
whole
think
setup seems really cool. I'm
yeah.
totally down for like a MMOE zombie division. This looks really fun, and it again it pulls at the thread that we've been talking about. Like people want to play persistent games with cool inventory and items and collecting and scavenging. That's just
Yep.
it. Just seems like that's the direction things are going right now, and this is pulling at that same thread, but doing it in the third person, which is totally great because I want to be able to see my cool character that I built and made him like play
It's a
dress up
it's a
Barbie. Like
it's
I
a personal thing, a personalization thing, and people love that. Like people,
did you dress your Barbie up? Yes, I did. I gave him the cool hat and the cool pants because I wanted him to look cool while he went out there. He's my
I
action
have cry.
figure.
Look, I have cry pants and a flannel with elbow pads.
Yeah, this is my action figure. I'm playing toys. That's what I want to do. I want to
Yeah,
play
I
with my
mean that's
toys.
we boys we don't actually grow up. We just get bigger and make money. So
Yeah, so we can buy more toys.
the toys just get cooler.
Yeah, and I think that's totally the cool. It's a good move for this, especially if there's a lot of like customization stuff, which we saw in the division. Totally had that, so I suspect
Yep.
much the same will be happening in this. That's creepy. Mannequins all over the house. Don't
Yep.
like that at all. That's terrible. Uh,
The gunplay in
maybe I
this
don't want to
actually
play this fucking game, but I will play this game, and then I'm gonna open up a piece of floorboard at the bottom of the house, and it's gonna be a little cannibal house where they keep all their people. Oh god, the road messed me up, man.
the road messed me
That's all I can think about. They're going to this goddamn house right now, and I just am expecting like a cannibal box at the bottom of the house where they keep all their people. Oh
Oh,
god,
Vigo, why'd you have to do that to my man?
that
Vigo.
movie messed me up for a
Yeah,
minute. And
I can agree with that.
yeah, so I think this is cool.
Great movie, yeah, but it ruined the apocalyptic experience for me.
Yeah, it wasn't as cool as I wanted it to be. It was just
Flannels
terrifying.
with elbow pads, he gets it.
Yeah, the true male fantasy. Yeah, I think this is going to be really cool. I'm totally interested in seeing where the PvP goes because that's honestly like the most important piece for us. Like that, I love a PvE game. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong, but if they don't have some sort of like significant downside to dying in PvP for this, I think it loses all of its luster for me. So like if you don't just lose all of your gear because your body gets looted, I think either you have to go back and get your body and get all your gear, or your character has been looted and he's the person that killed you took everything. Like that's where this has to go. And if it doesn't, I'll be very disappointed, honestly. Now you got like other players rolling up on them. This is incredible. Yeah, so this is gonna be something to watch,
Oh yeah.
for sure. And again, it just keeps going back to that. people want to play persistent games. They want something that's going to have some sort of. I mean, even if it's just a mode in whatever you're playing. I
Mhm.
like that they're just like fucking off. Like they're just getting out of there. Like they're just skirting out. Like, nah, I'm good. This is probably what a lot of games will end up being. Is like just nope,
Mhm.
we aren't prepared for that fight. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
So, I think it'll be cool to see where this one goes, but so far it's hitting all the right notes, especially with that latest trailer where it's like seeing the city and being in like a very popular or formerly populated area.
Formerly used to be.
Yeah. And yeah, like yeah, the punishment for dying in PvP is you have to watch the road box scene again.
Oh,
Ugh.
shut up, Wolf. Shut
Ugh.
up. God.
I don't like it. I don't I don't like it. I didn't like it when I saw it. I don't like it now. Um I think there's just something to be said for how this continues the same thread that we've talked about. Like raid games are cool. People want to play raid games. People want to have at
Yep.
least a mode in their game that is something persistent and interesting, not just like the same, reset and do it again that we get
Yep.
from a lot of shooting games. So, um, I think they've chosen a good direction with this, saying it's an MMO, which
Mhm.
means you get that persistent world. You get that. Uh, you don't have the queues for, or not queues, but just matching and waiting time that you get from Tarkov or any other shooter. Honestly, like
Yeah.
if you're not
Mhm.
having to just wait forever to get into a match, like being able to just go out, explore, choose to go maybe into an area that you know people are going to be,
Mhm.
and setting up ambushes and setting up kill sites, like that's pretty cool to me. I think there's a lot here that can be. I'm not gonna count any chickens before they've hatched on this one because I am the person that has been burned many, many, many times by video games that I pre-ordered. I am the guy that played the hell out of Anthem thinking it was going to be something interesting and fun. It definitely failed on that. I'm the guy that picked up Battlefield 5 soon after. Yep, that failed. Cyberpunk. Yep, that failed. Battlefield 2042. That's currently failing right now.
There's a lot of hurt in this
There's a
conversation.
there's a lot of pain in
A
my heart
lot
because
of
I
hurt.
jump in on games and I get hype and I have fun and I think that it's going to be interesting and it's going to go somewhere. But then, yeah, they don't go anywhere. Yeah. So I'm gonna watch this one pretty tight and see what the reviews are when it is released. Um, but we'll see. I mean, it could be good, could be bad, could be shit, could be amazing. But we won't know until it's actually out. That's the problem.
Mhm.
Um, no, count those chickens now. I'm not going to count any chickens right now. That is not what we're doing anymore, boys and girls. That is not a thing that Aaron is going to be doing. I've been burned
So he
one
says.
too many times. You shut your whore mouth.
So he says.
So I say.
Get hurt and hurt and hurt. It's
They
just keep
just
getting
keep
hurt.
they just keep hurting me.
All the hits keep on coming. Just gonna keep getting hurt again and again and again.
And I will
Which
say that this RTX update definitely takes this game a step up. Like it
yeah,
look it
that
looks real good.
something like this though, it needs something like that. He needs something. It needs something like that because there has to be something that separates it from games like the Division, something that separates from games like Daisy, these third person type games. So, the gameplay is going to be very much compared to these. They have to have something that's going to put them ahead of that, this RTX, the overhaul that they're going to get, being able to chew up zombies with gunfire and reactive items in the environment and cover and what concealment, whatever you're by, having things be able to be reactive is important. It's very, very important, if they don't want to be compared to these games that have already done it. And I think if they didn't have such detail and such an overhaul happen, I think it would be one of those games where it's like, yep, it's just another blank, or this makes me want to go play blank. And too many games fall into that they fall into that, what you call it, um, that stereotype. They fall right into that, and then they're just being compared forever to these other games, and it's like, it kinda sucks that that's where they're stuck at, and, I think the day before is gonna do a pretty good job of going, "Not us. Mm-mm. Nope. We're"
Yeah, this graphical update is
yeah,
it
phenomenal.
kicked it up for real, and
Big time.
it looks incredible, and I'm very interested in seeing what they end up doing with it. Because if this hits and it launches not in a shitty buggy state, I think this one kicks up pretty fast. I think this ticks up for a lot of people, um, in a way that like you're gonna have people that are interested in playing Tarkov. You're gonna have people that are interested in playing the Division. You're gonna have people that are interested in Rust, Daisy, all those. They're all gonna converge on this game and be like, "What are you doing? What is this? How does this play? Oh, this is good. Oh, okay." And then they're gonna jump in and play an MMO until it turns off. Like that's what's gonna happen with this game, I think, if they launch and it launches well. If this launches in buggy state, I don't think this is the market that is gonna be forgiving. So if they don't just put off the release and put off the release until this is done, if they
Mhm.
decide to release it early and be like, "Oh, well, we'll fix a bunch of the bugs along the way," I think that will kill them. But because it's not EA, they might not do that. So we'll see. I think this one hits a lot of notes for a lot of people. And me being a former Left 4 Dead and uh, Division player, that's right in the middle. And then now a Tarkov player, like we're seeing a lot of
Yep.
Venn diagram happening for Aaron in the middle. The Venn diagram for this game is basically a fucking circle that just says Aaron plays this game. So I have to be careful not to just go out there and pre-order it. So that's
Chickens, Aaron. Do it.
I'm not gonna count my goddamn chickens.
Bok, bok,
And I
bok,
want to say thank
motherfucker.
you to Coach Fat Jesus for the rating party of 5. Welcome to the channel, everybody. We are doing our
Hell
rundown.
yeah.
I'm not gonna count any chickens on this. I'm very excited
What?
to see where this goes because it looks great. It seems like the gameplay is there in terms of the shooting looks good. The shooting looks like the Division, which I'm totally
Yep.
cool with. The looting, it looks like Tarkov Light.
Yep.
The gear looks again Tarkov Light.
Mhm.
And we'll see what you can pick and choose and take from your dead enemies when they're PvP. Because if you can take everything, I'm totally cool. Like that's what I want to see. Is I want to see this be the hardcore Division. It's just always PvP everywhere you
Mhm.
go. I want to see those ambushes in real life being brutal and unforgiving. Even though it does look like the shooting will be more like the Division in terms of like having the time to kill. So we'll see from that side. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything bad I can say about where this game is going right now because it does look great. It looks like it's right on par to go and do the thing that I want it to do.
Mhm.
And that's saying something in a you know in a shooting genre that is kind of lacking for me in a lot of ways. Like third person games don't really feel great a lot of the time, but this one looks like it's really getting the shooting down. It looks like the customization for your character for it to be a third person game in the first place makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yep.
And I do like third person when it comes to seeing your situational awareness because you're in a video game, right? I don't have my left and right all that great. My field of vision is only as big as this monitor, so I'm losing a lot of field of vision. So when it comes to expanding that out to a third person, I get some of that back when it comes to situational awareness, my environment. Am I getting stuck on a fucking rock, which
Yeah.
happens a lot in random first person games. So
It's a game, it's a video game. Why not, be a little, video gamey with it and just, take the third person and just enjoy it. I mean, yeah, it's cool for some games to be a little hyper real, as they say, but for something like this, it's kind of an experience. So being able to see everything going on would be interesting. Field of views, first person shooters, your biggest drawback is that, your peripheral is non-existent.
Yeah,
Which kind of sucks. Third person shooters, you get that, yes, but it's not as realistic, but who cares? It's a good time, man. It's definitely a good time. I definitely enjoy the hell out of that,
yeah,
which is good. I really can't wait to see how this keeps developing, where this is going. I'm really hoping that this goes on par with what they're saying about it being out this year and hopefully having like a beta release or like an early access coming up here, right around springtime, which would be phenomenal because that
yeah,
would be something I'd love to get my hands on, and a lot of us are talking about it too, a lot of the redacted guys, we've all kind of been like, in our little group messages, like, are you seeing this shit? Are you guys seeing this? Like, this looks rad. Like, are you guys seeing it? Like, this looks super fucking cool. Like, yeah, we're seeing it, and it's definitely something we want to jump into and explore. So that's gonna be super exciting.
and I always love this little
Super
moment where
cool.
he, like, opens a door of a cop car and is like, "Oh, yeah, there's a zombie cop in there. That's fun." Just all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, and then
Yeah.
the horde
Whoops.
starts coming out, and it's the standard, zombie apocalypse mode where it's like, "Oh, I made one bad decision, and now all of it's going to shit." So, there's and then also because it's an MMO and there's gonna be some PvP, you could have people just set up on the hill waiting for you to make a bad mistake like this, and then third party
Mm-hmm.
you. So I'm excited for this one. I think it's gonna be fun, and honestly, like if this is the direction that we're seeing a lot of these games go, um, I'm gonna be more excited for more games and and honestly, I will have more space for single player games because these games are so intense and I get so much rewarded gameplay out of it that I will honestly want to take a break once in a while and be like, okay, I'm going to play that forever. So now I'm going to take a break and then go play another game
Yep.
until I want to come back and go play this game again because that's what I do with Tarkov right now. Is like I will play Tarkov
Yeah.
hard for a couple months and then I'll take a break and then I'll be totally happy to go back and play Tarkov again. But I'll
Yep.
always keep coming back because it's that persistence, it's that MMO style gameplay where I want to keep coming back because there's something else for me to do. There's some objective that I haven't done before, or something that I haven't explored, or some way of playing that I haven't done in the past. And if this follows that, this is going to be a huge game.
Oh yeah. This
So,
is this is good. Like I said, I'm excited to see where this goes, and I think this is going to be another one of those games that it's going to. I think it's going to be one that might. I mean, it's getting traction, yes, but it's not like one of those AAA titles getting traction where you're seeing it everywhere. Like those of us who like to peek at little things here and there, and we like to keep our eye on like the nerd pulse as it is. We know we know where to look for, and it's like it's one of those things like which sites to go to get updated on what games and what things are happening. Like where to look for that stuff. But this is definitely one of those I could see jumping off, coming out, and being a game that kind of forces itself into the mainstream. And this is gonna be one of everyone's gonna be like it's gonna be like Tarkov. I think it's gonna be like Tarkov, where everybody is gonna want a piece of it. Everybody's gonna want some of it, and it's gonna be another one of those. Man, I have a fucking PS5 console, Xbox, whatever, Switch. I really wish I had a PC because this would be awesome to play, on my whatever. I think this is gonna be another one of those games that'll do that.
and honestly, like this one seems like it would be a good fit for going to a console. It does actually seem like it would fit pretty well in
Mhm.
playing on a controller, depending on how complex the control scheme goes. But right now, we haven't seen anything like crazy leaning, or we haven't seen any crazy sidestepping that's been happening. Like I think this one actually might be able to make that jump where they do put it on a console pretty quickly afterwards. So we will see as it continues to progress in development. But this one's one to watch, and I know we,
Yeah.
we kind of just kind of happened upon it today. I remember seeing the earlier video or the video earlier sometime today. I was just kind of looking through my phone as I like did the bike, and it popped up. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I saw it again when we were talking. I was like, this is it. This is the thing that we both
Mhm.
want. So let's get into it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I got nothing bad to say about where this is going. It's hitting all the marks. I mean, they even had goddamn blue tape in his bag. It's blue tape. That shows you the level that they're like, hey, we like Tarkov a lot. They got blue tape in the bag. So like,
Mhm.
this is something that's taking a lot of hints, or at least dropping a lot of hints at the direction that they're taking it. So I would I'm looking forward to seeing more gameplay. I look forward to the beta. I'm definitely going to try and get in on the beta on this one when it hits, because they're going to do a beta. They're going to do some sort of stress test on the servers, and I'll be right there with it. I'll be right there for this one. I'll be right there for the cycle when that one happens again.
Oh
Um,
God, so
that's
excited.
so there's a lot coming down the pipe for us raid gaming people, and it's a good time to get in on it. So especially with stuff like the cycle, it's gonna be free to play. You're gonna be able to get in and fucking have fun. So
It's gonna
jump
be
in and get
so
it.
good, man. I love that. I love that because I think that's gonna be something that is kind of a jumping point, or I'd say more of a stepping stone for people that want to get involved in something like Escape and Tarkov. I think that'll be something that it'll be nice for people that see it. It's definitely a more friendly version of, it's definitely like arcade Tarkov, but it's Tarkov in space. So that'll be cool to see um people check that out and then want to kind of transition out and go, okay, well, this is kind of fun. Like, I wonder, it's like working out, you start with, your smaller stuff and then you put on the heavier weights as you start getting stronger. And I think that'll be kind of what we see with Escape Tarkov with the cycle, and then people kind of wanting to go, okay, this is kind of dope. I guess I'll dip my toe in the Tarkov pool over here, and then they're gonna hate themselves for it, but then they're gonna want to try to better it, and then they're gonna wind up going in raid after raid, gear being lost after gear being lost, and just chasing tasks and never pleasing those goddamn traders.
Sons of bitches. Yeah, that's why we drink.
But I'm fine though.
It's
But
fine.
I'm fine though.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm I'm fine. I'm fine though. I mean, I know what I signed up for. I'm
Yeah.
I'm
It's
okay with that.
yeah.
Give me a piece.
These are gateway games. Let's be fair. They're gateway games. You're gonna have a lot of people jumping over it
Gateway games.
that are wanting a little bit more of a challenge, something a little bit more hardcore, maybe something a little bit more down to earth and realistic. Um, and games like the cycle where it's going to be free to play and you're going to have, it's I wouldn't go so far as to say it's the arcade version, but it's definitely a an easier to pick up and run version of that kind of
Well,
gameplay.
I say arcade, not based on the game and gameplay, but like visually, it's a little more cartoony style, like Borderlands. Like, it doesn't look all polished and
It's not all
like
gritty, realistic,
right,
crazy
right, right. That's why I say that.
scavenging.
It's
Yeah.
definitely it's all you know same bike, different paint, just
Yeah. And
essentially, that's all
I
that.
I always like to tell people it's sort of like Apex plus No Man's Sky
Hmm.
when it comes to the stylistically that's the way that that game is going right now.
Hmm.
But in general, uh definitely make sure you guys pay attention to this one because it's gonna be something to watch. Honestly, like it looks great. So it's the day before. If you missed it before, the day before is the game. Check it out. Go watch the trailer again. Give it a follow on Twitch or not Twitch, but on Twitter or something.
Hmm.
Pay attention to this one. It's gonna be something special, I think. And this is
It,
from the guy that's trying not to count his chickens. That's what I'm trying not to do right now. So
you can I see the counting wheels turning though.
I know I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to. Um,
I'm sorry, you're just so pretty, and
it's
I
just
didn't
so
I didn't.
exciting.
I'm sorry. I don't do this a lot. It's just sorry. No, I do this all the time. I see a game and it's like I love this, and then I jump headfirst into it, and then I get everybody else into it, and then they message me like a few weeks later, sending me hate mail asking why I got them involved in something like this,
Yeah, that's what I did when I
and
bought Tarkov.
that'll always be one of the funniest moments is like I guess I'll check the like I remember you came into the chat, you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
It's like, it's Tarkov, dude. You're like, I don't know. I got these other things that I got to play. It went from you saying, I have other things I want to try and play. And then you're like, I don't even have fucking time to play. And then you're like, I did it. I bought Tarkov. Here we go. And I was like, cool. And like a week later, and it wasn't even a Discord message. It was like a just straight up text message. Like Aaron just sitting and just like eating lunch or just like existing somewhere and going, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? This is all Stevie's fault.
It's all Stevie's fault. This
And then a
whole
few,
Tarkov binge is all Stevie's fault.
and then a few weeks after that, it's, "Oh, no, I figured it out. This is fucking great."
Yeah, it was after. So the way that it got awesome was when I started playing with squads and playing with full groups, and that then I
Yeah,
started to really understand. Oh, okay,
yep.
I get it. I see where the cool is happening now, and I'm excited to take that into more games. Like I'm excited to do that in the cycle, and now the day
See,
before. So
I'm I'm one of those psychopaths from the same thread of guys like Veritas and Pastilli, where we jumped into this game with no learning curve, no tutorial, and just bumped our knee and stepped on all the Legos and just fucking waddled our way through this shit and then figured it out. So everybody, I'm jealous of everybody else having a group and wonderful guys like myself to teach them. It's
oh,
I envy you all.
yeah.
I am
Uh,
but a servant.
Speaking of serving the people, Stevie, where can people find you moving forward?
That is a great segue there. So if you guys want to find me, I stream daily over here at this link right. Yeah,
That
twitch.tv
is
forward slash Stevie underscore V underscore. I stream there. And then if you guys want to see other stuff that I do, Instagram- I think this is the right one. I'm either about to be a genius or mess this up. Or that right there. You guys can see me there. You guys can check out what I do at Instagram, the Instagram link as well whenever I'm off of, Twitch there. But yeah, we stream daily on Twitch. Start usually later in the night and then go into the early morning for those of you that are night owls or in other countries with, time traveling abilities to be ahead of us. But if I'm not there, you can check me out on Instagram as well. I got a lot of cool stuff there, some cool call for fire things and
oh,
photos as well.
fantastic.
Plug.
Plug.
Uh-huh.
Um, and if you are looking to see more of the Call for Fire family of places to be on the internet, there is always hitting up our Discord. Make sure you guys come and join the fun. We are always active. We are always chatting all day long. Somebody's posting something stupid, mostly
Oh yeah.
myself and
It's
mostly
always a good
Sugar
time.
Green Wolf. But we're always in there jumping around doing something stupid.
It,
Um,
it was organic like gravel. Shut up, Wolf. That
organic
was
like gravel.
that. Yeah, the call for fire Discord. I think aside from my own, is definitely my most favorite Discord to be a part of.
My most
Because
favorite.
yeah, seriously, it's always good. The freebies are cool. I just threw one of the freebies up on my desktops, which is always cool. It's always fun. It's never a dull moment there. It's always a good time.
Yeah, and that Discord will jump you guys out to all of the various places on the internet that I exist, to include my Instagrams, my Twitch, well, you're on my Twitch right now, the YouTube where we will be posting all of the post or all the videos after the fact. You can check out all the stuff that we've done in the past over on the YouTube channel as well. Make sure you guys head over there and subscribe. Every subscribe helps, every like helps, every comment helps. Same here on Twitch. Every comment, every like, every share. Make sure you guys are going out and supporting the
Love
creators
growth,
that you
baby.
want to see create things. Check us out on Instagram. I'm at Call for Fire. Check me out on my personal at Aaron Provost, or if you want to check out some nerd crap, make sure you check me out on Instagram at Droids and Villains. We will be coming back next week with a new show, as always, but this time we are going to be doing our
I'm
guilty
excited for this one.
pleasure games. So all
I'm
of those
excited for this one.
games that are just universally disliked or just failed miserably, but we just can't get enough of them. We just loved them. We just played them way too much. Make sure you guys
Can't.
go check out that show. It's going to be a fun one. I haven't finished the who's who is going to be there for that show yet, but it's going to be a couple more people, and it's going to be a fun time. I'm excited to just get in there and get nitty gritty with the nerdery of the crappy games that we just love.
Can't wait to be judged. That's
Oh,
that's
that
how I
just
feel.
all kinds of
I can't
judgment.
wait to be judged.
Make sure you guys come
I
and
can't
judge
wait.
us for
I can't
our
wait. I really
choices in
can't.
video games. And if you haven't, make sure you follow the channel down below. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for chatting with us. And we will see you guys next week. And we're going to raid a channel. I haven't quite figured out who that is yet, but we're going to check it out and we're going to see who's up and running right now. So make sure you guys stick around for that. Until then, thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Be safe. Have a good one. Don't drink and drive. Love you. Mean it. Be good.